What's up, guys? So, Yusuke Urameshi, okay, from Yu Yu Hakusho, one of the greatest anime and mangas of all time, especially anime, man. Probably the best English dub of all time, too. The English dub is so good. But, uh, you know, SH Figure Arts, when they announced that they got the license, I'm like, cool, more official license, you know, Yu Yu Hakusho figures, because Awesomeness Toys, they're making one. Oh, well, they already started their line, but it's good that we have 1/12 scale, and SHF nonetheless to go with your Dragon Ball stuff. It's around that same era, it's perfect, right? Perfect fit for a company, I would say. But this is not a perfect figure. And no figure really is, right? But this prototype, I strongly believe this needs work, man. It's not all bad at all, but I'm being honest when I say, like, this could be so much better in some tweaks, and some might be bigger than others. But so right off the bat, they went with the dark tournament look, right? Okay, not the most iconic look. Most iconic look is definitely the green school outfit, but this is right next to it, right? Biggest arc in all of the anime, most memorable for a lot of people. I get it, I understand why, and it lends itself to SHF's strength, which is articulation, right? So I'm not mad at it. I like it. Cool, right? But listen, um, might have noticed already my issue with the figure, okay? And it's most prominent. Well, first of all, spirit gun effect. You've got your spirit gun stand, really cool. I'm liking it, right? He's got great ankle articulation. He's got, all that, man. It's the articulation in this figure looks to be great. Okay, lots of cuts places, and the silhouette looks nice still. But oh man, this face, okay? Let's talk about this. This head sculpt is, I believe, one of the biggest offenders of this figure. It's just not exactly where it should be. The eyes themselves, they look close to what Yusuke's eyes look like, but the size, how small they are, how squint they are, not really doing it for me. Like, they're not angled enough and they're not round enough, right? I think vertically, if they made the eyes like a little bit larger, it would help. Not in love with how soft SHF does their sculpts sometimes. This hair sculpt, especially this top, is just so vacant of any sort of detail. And like a couple other companies, they're just doing the green highlights, just painted on the top of the hair, which I don't prefer, but I think it's fine. Like, it's fine. But yeah, this hair right here and the bangs, not really feeling it. I feel like the bangs are maybe too big as well. Definitely should have been skinnier. But hey, next we're gonna go to my next biggest thing, which is, man, you skipping in the gym, bro. Cause when was he ever this big? He's looking huge. I don't know if it's just like, the squatness of the picture, but dude, why does his arms look so big, man? He's looking like Gohan or something. Maybe next to some other figures, he's not going to be looking as big. Maybe it's just like a perspective thing with the arms turned, but yeah, not really feeling that. And the neck is a bit wide and long. Well, not the length of the neck is fine. It's just the width, man. And his overall body silhouette is really beefy, and that is not how Yusuke kind of is. For most of the artwork I've seen of him, but we'll go over that later. They do give you the hair down look, which is really nice, included with this figure, not with another figure that you have to go and buy. I like that a lot, SHF, and it looks pretty good. Um, this head sculpt I think looks better too because the eyes are bigger, right? I'm liking that. Uh, the mouth is a little. Well, the mouth is fine, but I like the head shape. I mean, hey, just this body, man. I love this expression, and this head sculpt overall is not bad at all. I like it. Pooh looks great here. No complaints really, but you kind of see how wide everything is. This head sculpt is probably the worst, man. It's just not doing it for me, man. The eyes just need to be bigger, and I don't know, man. It's something. I just wish the sculpt wasn't as soft on the hair, man. It's kind of not great, but this is really cool. Of course, you can have that charged up spear gun, look, and he's running around. I love that. I'm guessing the fingers, you could just detach the accessory piece from that. So really cool. Now, what I wanted to show you guys is some references, right? If you forget maybe what Yusuke looks like. Yusuke is not that big, bro. You see he's definitely toned a little bit. He's been working with, training with Genkai and stuff. I get it. But of course he's got the tattered look here, which I like, but they didn't go with the tattered look. Fine. Yeah. I don't know where they got all that muscle from, and his neck and everything. You see, you can even see his chest, like, kind of is not super defined or anything. But I don't know, the eyes, right? You see what I'm saying? With the eyes, just nah, man. That is the biggest thing I'm not too happy with. And I know Yusuke's looks has changed, man. I mean, this is like the beginning of the anime, and his eyes were very different, his eyebrows and everything. Different artists, and this is season 3 Yusuke. His looks do change, but after season 2 they definitely started to lock in on how he looked. And and you also can see too the highlights in his hair, quote unquote. It's really his hair slicked back, but it's not as defined as just painting it. I don't know why a lot of companies love to just like paint the green on there, like they just slap that on there. But I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but that's my opinion. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But his eyes, very defined. Okay, I feel like for this era, old school anime kind of look, and this just does not capture it for me. And we're gonna go ahead and look at some other figure lines. Now, these are bootlegs or third-party figures, so they are unlicensed. So keep that in mind. But even they got the kind of build, this is One Shot Toys, by the way. You see the body build. I hate the joints on here. You can see like kind of metal, but his build is slim, right? Much slimmer, less defined. His neck is horrible, but disregard the mouth. His eyes, very nice. I feel like this is the closest eyes out of all of the Yusuke figures, and the bangs as well. Pretty decent, pretty nice. And you see the sculpting in the hair. Kind of would have liked a little bit more on the side, but okay, cool, very nice. See the definition up there at the top. Even this one, Dasamano, which I think has probably the worst likeness. The globs and the messy hair and stuff, but even then they have some definition. But here's the thing, and I know the body is horrendous on this guy, but let's talk about the second version. So Dawson made this green school outfit, right, with the top and everything, but then they made a second one and they kind of refined what he looks like. So as you can see, his hair is different, and I own this figure and I can confirm his head sculpt's definitely better. And I love that they kind of gave him more ridges here. Maybe it's a little bit much, but I do like, even up here you have the definition up there, okay? And they went with the tattered, but of course it's cloth goods, but so whatever. But there's a bunch of inaccuracies with this figure. I mean, but nonetheless, this head sculpt, this hair sculpt is kind of what I expected. You know, I want them to kind of get to this, because this is just so soft, man. It's just way too soft in my opinion. But and then of course this is their hair down look, and I feel like this is even more detailed than the SHF. But and then the last figure, really to kind of compare it with, which is not much of a comparison. They're two different scales. This one's literally twice the size at 1/6 scale. But now this Yusuke by Awesomeness Toys definitely has likeness issues as well, but his eyes are definitely Yusuke, right? Like, I've seen artwork and stuff where he's looked like this. I know kind of where they're trying to get at with this, and that is sort of like this kind of look for Yusuke in a way. Like, I get it, okay? It's definitely like a little bit more mature in this, but I mean, that's fine by me. They got the likeness down enough, for sure. Could it be better? Of course, the eyes could be bigger, but honestly, they're very nicely detailed, and his hair looks great. I love the bangs and stuff, and I love the way that they do the hair where it's not just painted, you know, lines on there. I like that it's slicked back and it looks, you know, kind of faded, right? Of course, with this, you get both of the bodies. You get the green suit and you get the dark tournament suit. So that's a win-win. But I mean, we're not talking about this figure like that. We're just talking about likeness, right? And you know, I don't really care for this mouth, but you know, so it's not perfect. But this looks like Yusuke. I feel like out of all the companies, this is the most like, okay, that's Yusuke. You know, could it be better? Absolutely. But this is Yusuke. Even the body type. You know, you do have swap out arms. You can get this one, or you can get the double jointed ones. And you know, obviously this one has the pinhole, which is really ugly, but you know, and it also has like a pinhole here. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, it, I hope you do at least. Like, this looks like Yusuke, and I would definitely think that this is, you know, as it should be. I mean, it's the most expensive option, but you know, this is definitely kind of evoking more of that kind of era of anime, I feel like, with the eyes and everything. But hey, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. I don't think it's gonna be perfect. I mean, but this just needs work. I really hope SHF see some of the feedback. I've already seen people talking about the eyes. You know, I even said something. Just be respectful. You know, if you do have a problem with this, if you share some of my sentiments, you know, SHF is a good company, man. They make changes. They do. They can make changes, and you know, they do listen to feedback. So hopefully, I don't know if they watch this video. Probably not, but you know, if they can just kind of bring some things down, bring these arms, you know, back a little bit, kind of make them so beefy, man. And this head sculpt, you know, just kind of overhaul this a little bit, man. Just the eyes shape and honestly the hair, but the mouth I can live with. But this is definitely the best looking head so far, I think, likeness wise. But man, there's something just off. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about this because I love this series. I love this character, and I want to see SHF do good things with this line, man. I want to see if we can finally get a Toguro. You know, like let's go, man. I know how SHF did Dragon Ball Z. They did Dragon Ball Z so good, and they're not even done yet. It's been years, and they're giving us all the characters. You know, they don't have to give us everyone from this, but I hope they do. And that's why I want this figure to be as good as it possibly can, because your first try,